Welcome back to the channel. I am Joe. I'm sitting in front of the GX again. Time for an update video on all the check engine light stalling, running rich debacle that's been going on, because we've made a little bit of progress. Had a lot of you guys reach out to me with some really good suggestions, and a lot of people have been having the same issues, and you all are kind of wanting to know what is going on with this thing. So let's dig into it and talk about what's been going on. Stay tuned. Alright, quick backstory. There are videos on this, go check them out. The GX was throwing check engine lights for both banks running rich, MAF sensor issues, a couple different codes pertaining to the MAF. And what was happening was basically we would be driving in town, come up to a stop sign, a stop light, and all of a sudden just like that, the car would die. Not like a major loss of power. Some other times, we'll talk about that real quick. But to the point, it was so sudden, and you just did not notice it until you went to turn the wheel or apply the brakes, and of course then you have no power steering or power brakes. Realized it had died, pop it into neutral, start it right back up. Never had a problem cranking it over, starting, until the very end. A few times in traffic, kind of had to try to give it some gas, and it would start up. And then a few times we would be going down the highway, or run around 55 miles an hour on a rural highway with the cruise on, and those RPMs would start to dip down like it was starving for fuel. Put my foot back in it and it would be fine. Now, we have changed the fuel pump, the whole sending unit itself. Blew out the fuel lines, back when everything was unplugged. Those are all free and clear. I've got new spark plugs at this time, just because the condition of those were unknown to me. I had never replaced them. They seemed okay, but I replaced them anyway. I have a new fuel pressure regulator, and now I have a new MAF from Toyota. Not just a Denso branded MAF. It is from the Toyota dealership. Brand new MAF there. Now, it has been running extremely well. Since I have replaced all those parts, I also cleaned some grounds at the battery terminals, and I have that secondary air injection pump bypass system that the vehicle came with. And I cleaned all the connections going to and from that grounds, and the power wire, stuff like that. It's all been cleaned. Since I've done all of that, it has not died once. So somewhere along those lines, I fixed something. Personally, I think it was the fuel pressure regulator, or possibly some of the connections on that air pump bypass system. Nothing was really nasty, but it seemed to have gotten better after I did that, like a lot better after I did that. Possibly the MAP sensor, I don't know. I really would like to find someone local to me that has an 07 GX with that air bypass, like the same setup, and put my MAF in their car to see if it runs okay. Whatever. Anyway, one of those seems to have fixed the stalling problem. I think it was probably the fuel pressure regulator. The more I add everything up and more research, it seems that was probably it. Now, the running rich codes and the MAF codes. The MAF code is more of a, the MAF isn't happy with what's going on with the engine, not the computer actually thinking the MAF is bad. There's two different codes for that. One could have been, you remember I talked about possibly having bad gas from a local gas station. I have switched completely away from that, probably 4 or 5 tanks at a different gas station. Still not running premium. I wanted to kind of experiment with that. We'll touch on that in a second. And it's been running fine. There has been some times where I'm running diagnostics and there'll be some pending codes for the rich codes, and twice since that last video I made about the gas issue, I've popped full-blown check engine lights, and it was because of the rich codes. Now, again, that could be the fact that I'm not running premium. Some of you have reached out to me and said you have to run premium in it. That's how they design the engines. That's what I run, and I've had people reach out to me and say, I don't run premium, I've never run premium, and it's never been an issue. That being said, gas stations, company to company, state to state, all vary. Doesn't matter that they're 87 octane, 89 octane, whether it's got ethanol, non-ethanol. The quality and the explosiveness, if you will, of the fuel can vary greatly across all of that. So I'm still experimenting without going to full-blown premium, because to fill up an empty tank, it's going to be like $20 more a tank to run premium where I live. Somebody reached out to me in email and said they had basically the same problem, and the little vacuum hose going to their PCV valve appeared to be okay, but at the very ends of it was starting to crack a little bit, and they didn't think anything of it, but they put a new one on it and it solved the problem. Now, I have changed the PCV valve in this. That was just kind of a maintenance thing that I did, and that hose has been replaced at some point. It's a very nice soft hose, and it's actually a Toyota hose. You can tell it's formed. It's not just a piece of vacuum hose that somebody spliced in there. I do have a couple other vacuum hoses that they're getting a little crusty. When I sprayed starting fluid on everything to try and look for vacuum leaks while it was running, it didn't appear to change anything, but there's a couple that are, I don't know, questionable would be an overstatement, but I may go ahead and replace those. It's not like they're expensive, and they'll just continue to get worse anyway if I don't replace them. So I'll probably do that, and even though it has never thrown a code specific to the evap system for the gas cap going bad, the Toyota and Lexuses they have a code that like pretty much completely pinpoints that your gas cap is bad. A lot of people have said that changing the gas cap fixed their issue, and a lot of people have said in my research that didn't change anything. But this vehicle spent a lot of time in Texas where it's hot. Plastic and rubber seals break down, in heat, and then it's been up in Iowa where we have hot and cold for a few years. So I probably just need to get a new gas cap as well. Like I said, those aren't expensive, and I can just eliminate those out of the equation at this point. Why not? Anyway, I'm just super glad that it's not dying in traffic anymore. If it really is just the fact that it's gonna throw a check engine light for running a rich code once, maybe twice a month because I'm putting premium in it, I'm inclined to keep doing that. So there's that. Anyway, I really appreciate all the help that you guys have, gave me, whether in comments or emails or messaging me on Facebook and Instagram. If you've done that, you know that I do reply to all that stuff. So feel free to do that. My email is hawkeyeskunkworks@gmail.com if you have something a little bit more in depth that you want to go into. Email's usually a better format for that, and whether it helps or not for my situation, I'll put it in the video to hopefully help someone else. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. This is not always what it is, me sitting here talking at the camera, although unfortunately recently that's what it's been quite a bit. But a lot of you are car nerds like me, which is awesome, and you enjoy getting down to the nitty-gritty and the kind of the detail of what the heck is going on with this thing. So I do have a lot of projects that I'm working on, going to be working on. I got a lot of parts, some of them not super exciting, like interior parts, but I think they're exciting. And if you're a GX nerd, I think you'll like them too. Make sure to check out the links down below to my Instagram and Facebook, where I've probably already posted pictures of a lot of that stuff going on behind the scenes, and so you'll know all of that. But it will make it into a video at some point. And subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on. Sundays are my normal video drops, and Wednesdays when I am able for mountain bike stuff or just some extra content. I believe I have a Wednesday video coming out on a cool product that somebody sent me that I can't wait to get installed on one of the rigs in the fleet, and we'll probably have some fun with that in the fall and in the winter. So, until the next video drops, thank you for watching, take care, goodbye.